Next, we are going to build the leaderboard for the user dashboard, where user can see the ranking for the other users. Like we will show the total score for other users based on the total attempted quizzes, and so user can see other users rankings and their rankings also. And then we will have, at the last we will have the bar chart where we will show the ranking, and based on the bar, anyone can distinguish like which user on the top, like on the having the first ranking, second ranking, or third, and so on. So let's start with that, the leaderboard thing. And okay, so while working on this, I just found we have submitted some of the incorrect data to the seed. So let's see the seed.py file. Um, so what happened, or what we have entered, um, we are creating the scores for user ID 1, 2, 3, but the issue is, what is happening, the user 1 is the admin user. So we have been creating the score for the admin users. That is not okay, because admin will not take the part um, for any quizzes, so we don't have to create the seed for the admin. So we have to start the score record from user ID 2, because when we will create the database, so we create the admin record first, and the admin record ID will be the 1. And when we create other users using the seed, so the ID will start from uh, 2, and then 3, and then 4. So when we have to create the score, so we also have to start from user ID 2, 3, and then 4, and so on. So let's change the seed data, start from the 2 and 3 and 3, and then 4 and 4, and also give the score, because we have to show uh, the ranking. So we have to have a different score. So for the first, I think we will give the score at 6. So 2 quizzes attempted by user 2, and the total score for one is 3 and other is 3, so total will be 6. For user 3, the score will be 1 and 2, total will be 3, it's okay. For the user 4, we will give it as 2 and 2, so total will be 4. Okay, so we have changed the seed, so we have to um, create the database again by first removing the current instance. So delete the database again, and then create our database. So for creating, run the Flask run dot pydb create script. It will create the database, and admin has been created. So for now, user admin has been created with the ID 1. Now when we run the seed, so all the other users will be created starting from the user ID 2. So run the seed again after the create, and seeded successfully. Okay, now just check the server. So run our server, python run.py, and go to our localhost 5000. Okay, it's working. Okay, first thing, we don't need these links here without login. So like when user will authenticate, only they can see these links, otherwise they will see only these three links. Okay, so first change some of the layout part. So go to the layout .html, not the admin layout, the normal layout, and then so we have to hide these links, and we have to show only when the user is authenticated. So just wrap the UL with the authentication block. So if the current user is authenticated, we will show these links, otherwise it will be hidden. So reload this, and okay, that is fine, but it is not in the center. Why? What is the problem? The problem is div container having the style as 1FR 3FR, so it is taking only 1FR, okay, not the 3FR. So what is the solution? The solution is so all the time we are showing these things at the top. We will change it later, but for now, just anywhere else we are using the okay. So these are the navigation. So that's why we have to use. So what we can do, we have to wrap this thing with the div. So what will happen? So when we wrap this thing with the authenticated block, so it will totally remove this element. So there will be only one element inside the container like this, and if there is only one, so the first style will be applied, that is the 1FR, but we want at least 3FR. So what we have to do, we have to manage, like we are wrapping this authentication block inside the div, so still the div will be present, the element will be present. So this will take the 1FR and this will take the 3FR. So just save it and go again, and now it's in the middle. So okay, that's working. Now we will try to register using a new account. That will be money1@test. The password will be test@123. Confirm password test@123. Full name money, qualification graduation, and the date of birth. Date of birth 1/1/1993. Submit. Okay, registration is successful. Next go to login. Test@123. So this is the new user, as we have already like created the database again. So this user has not attempted any quizzes. So the progress summary is 0, 0. Total attempted quizzes is 0. Average score is 0, and the quiz history also blank. Okay. But after as the user is authenticated, so we can see the links here. Why we are doing this? Because now we have to create a leaderboard URL or the root and the template. So we will now going to change the links here. Okay. So let's start with the leaderboard root and the initial template. And for doing that, just close this one. We don't need okay, seed also we have changed, and roots we needed. So root will be the leaderboard, and that will be the login required root, and the def will be the leaderboard. Okay, and then the return render template as leaderboard.html. Then we have to create this template because we don't have the template. So if you go to reload, it will give you not error until you don't have to, until you will not go to the URL. So start with the URL. Template not found. Yeah. Okay, just add the template and the links. So in the templates directory, create a new file, leaderboard.html. That will be our template. And then stems with our layout.html. And then create a block content for now, and end block, and inside the content block we will just add a heading for now, that is the leaderboard. Save it, create a link also in the layout section. Basically we are going to change these. Okay, so just replace this link 1 and link 2 with the anchor reference, the href, and the URL for will be, first will be the dashboard. Okay, what is error? Okay, we have to wrap this whole thing inside the string. Okay, and then this will be the dashboard, and similarly we have to create another link, remove this link too, and that will be for the leaderboard. So leaderboard. Okay, we have created our links. Now reload the page again, and we have, okay, and we have this whole thing as link cause we haven't closed the anchor tag both in both places, like dashboard and leaderboard both. Okay, now we have closed the anchor tag, and okay, so when user will go to the leaderboard, so we have the heading leaderboard, then they can also jump again to the dashboard. Okay, now we have to start creating a leaderboard thing. First we create with the title, because the title is just the quiz master. So go to the leaderboard again and start with the block title. So block title, and the block will be leaderboard, and then end the block for title. Save it, and the title has been changed to leaderboard quiz master. So we are okay with the title, and we have the heading. Okay, now we have the initial template and root to work on. Let's start with the data fetching and then showing on the template. So what we have to show? So we are going to show to the user all the rankings for the all users. Like first we will fetch all users, then we will fetch the scores for each of the user, then we will calculate the total score for for particular user. And after that, when we calculate the score, we will sort the array with the scores. So we have to sort with the descending order. So if any users have six scores, so it will be on top. Okay, so that we are going to do. So first, um, fetch the user. So for fetching the users will be user dot query dot all, and then we will have to collect the data inside an array. So leaderboard data will be blank array, and then we have to loop for each of the users, for user in users, and then we have to collect the scores for users. So the scores will be score dot query dot filter by, and filter by user ID. So score have the user ID, so user ID will be user dot ID, and we need all the scores. So after getting the scores, we need to sum all the scores to get the total. Okay, so the total score will be sum of s dot total score. So score has the total score attribute for s in scores. Okay, and then we have to append the leaderboard data with the user. So so the user will be user full name. So we just need the full name. So user dot full name we are collecting, and then we will need the total score. So that will be the total score that we have calculated here. Okay, and then okay, so we have appended for each of the user the total score and the user's full name there. Now after completing the loop, we have to sort this array. So because we don't know, like might be the user 1 having 3, user 2 having 5, user 3 having 7 or something, but we want to sort the users based on the total score as in the descending order. Okay, so for doing that, we have to sort this. So leaderboard dot sort, and for sorting we have to provide the key as lambda, and which key we have to sort. So we need to sort the total score that we have given here as key. So total score we have to sort, and then we have to sort in the reverse order. Okay, so it will be sort based on the total score. Then we will provide this data to our template. Okay, and then come to the template section, and we have to show this data now. So for showing the data, we will create a table structure. So table, and then t head, and so the t head we will have the one row tr and then th value. The first head will be ranking. The second will be the user name basically. So we will just take the heading as user, and the third will be total score. Then the T head, after the T head we will have the T body. So T body will have the TR and then the TD. So 3 times TD we will need it, and then wrap the TR with the loop. So the loop will be for entry in whatever is provided. The data is provided, like we have provided the leaderboard data. So leaderboard data is array type. So for entry in leaderboard, and just end for loop here and here also. Okay, inside the TD block we have to omit this value, like so the first will be the loop dot index. So we are running this for loop. So using the loop dot index we will list the index of the entry, and the second will be the entry dot uh, user full name. So entry dot user full name, and the last TD will be entry dot total score. Okay, so we have created our table. Now run this and reload the browser. Okay, so after reloading the leaderboard, we are having our data in table format. So based on the ranking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and user John Doe, Bob Smith, Jane Doe. So it all sorted by the in the descending order by total score. So John Doe has 6 score, Bob Smith 4, Jane Doe 3, Quizmaster admin 0, money 0. So money is the current user. Uh, for that we have opened the dashboard or logged in. But this is unusual because we don't want to include the admin user while showing the leaderboard, because admin will not going to take part for the quiz. So we have to hide this one. Okay, so how we can do that? So when we run the query like user.query.all, so like we are running this query here user.query.all. So when we will run it, so it will automatically include the admin user also, because that is the user record. So somehow we have to hide it, and we have to like we are using that at every places, like might be we have used some other places too, as I remember. So we have to um, make some mechanism, like when we fetch the user, so it will fetch only the users, not the admins. So um, might be uh, we have we have had somewhere else also this kind of problem. Okay, we'll sort it later, but okay, for now we will sort it here. So for leaderboard we are including the admin, but we don't want. So what we can do, that will be a good method, like uh, we can create a filter here if we want. Like if I add the filter as user.query.filter user dot email, not the email, we have the username equal not to admin at the quiz.com. So what we wanted, we are adding the filter. So just filter the user where the username is admin.quiz.com. So don't include this one when we query for all. So if I save this and again reload the leaderboard, so the admin user has gone from here. Okay, but you have to do it at every places like where we don't want to include the admin. So why not just create a function like on the user class, and for fetching all the users, just call that function and it will fetch the user, um excluding the admin. So that will be easy way, like we can leverage the common functionality for all, or we can use the same function everywhere, like where we needed to fetch all the users without the admin. So for doing that, go to the models.py, and inside the user class or the user model, just add a class method, and the method will be get all users, and that will be the CLS, the user class, and return. So basically what we are going to do, we have to just copy this thing, okay, and paste it here, and use the CLS, okay, because we are running this over the class directly. So CLS and CLS, so it will automatically run for the user, okay, and okay, it is fine. So when we now when we will use this method with the user dot get all users, so it will fetch the users, all users, without the admin user. So now test this here, remove this thing, this whole thing, and paste it the function, and call it user dot get all users. Save the file and reload the leaderboard again, and we can see still the same thing. um, we can see like there's no admin user included here. Okay, so that is working fine, and we can use this way, like at every place where we need to include the users without admin. So this is clean and easy way. Okay, so so for we have created the leaderboard where user can see all users ranking. Now what we want to do, we have to visualize this leaderboard using the bar chart. So this is for the illustration only, like what are the exact total score. Now we will the main functionality we have to add is the bar chart, okay, and then we will remove this table. It was only for the illustration, okay. So let's start with the chart. So for adding the chart, um, go to the leaderboard template, and for creating the chart we need to add the script for the chart JSON, and that we have to add inside the head, okay. So before the content we have to add the head block again, so block head, and then end this block here, and inside the head block we have to include the script, but before including the script we have to use the super, so it will not replace all the functionality inside the head from the layout, okay. So using the super, it will save, or it will only extend the head, okay, not replacing with the content here. um, so what we have to do, we have to just include the chart script, that is if you see the admin dashboard, we have also included the chart for visualizing the average scores for the user, the completion rates. So the similar script for the chart we have to use here. So just copy this script from the admin dashboard and paste it here inside the block head. So it will load the script from the CDN, and then we have to create a element for a canvas where we will bind the chart. Okay, so how we will do that? um, we have to create a canvas like this. Okay, and just wrap it with a div element. So might be we will need to add some of the classes here, so we can easily manage that. And then at the end we will create a script where also change this id. Okay, so the id will be leaderboard chart. Okay, um, in the admin dashboard we have created a vertical bar chart. So but in the leaderboard we have to create a horizontal. So for doing that we have to just change the options part where the index like uh, uh, the x will be um, 0, like the scale x will begin at 0 and y will have some value, so it will horizontally replaced. Okay, other things are similar. Okay, so just create the chart. First find the element using the document.getElement by id. So just copy this one and paste here, and the element is leaderboard chart this time. And then create the chart object. So new chart and bind with the element ctx here. That right? Yeah, and then we will have our data object. Okay, so the type will be bar. Just copy this thing. Okay, so the type will be bar and the data will be um, just give the data for now like a random data. So we will need a user 1, user 2, user 3, and the data set will be our total score as label, and the data will be like 6, 5, 3. Okay, um okay, and then um we also have to include this option section where we will change some of the attributes. Okay, so inside the okay, after the data, so data starts from here and ending here. Okay, so we needed one more uh, curly bracket, uh, like ending bracket. So just add, and now it is okay. Cool. So after the data we will add the options, and just for now just save it and run and see like how it will be rendered on the browser. So user 1, user 2 and user 3, but we have to show horizontally. Okay, so for doing that I have fetched some data options. So the index axis will be y for the horizontal chart, and where the x will begin at 0, that will be true. And we can also add some of the title here, like it will be needed cause if we horizontally move the chart, so what will happen when we horizontally move this to here? So the total score like will be here, and the users will be must have to here. Okay, so that's why we need to change some of the labels also on this, on the scales. So for doing that, just copy this thing, this whole thing, and replace with the leaderboard options. So what we have done, the index axis will start from the y, okay, and that will make the chart horizontal. Then the scale x will begin at 0, that is true. Title for the x scale will be total score, and for the y scale will be user. So when we save it and reload here, so the changes you will see, so the x scale will have the title, will have the label as total score, and the y scale will have the label as users here. Okay, cool. Some of the colors also I have copied from somewhere. So the background color and border color, if we provide inside the data, so the RGB, this color we have used, and the border color. So after you know the background color RGB is 75 192 with the 0.2 opacity, and the border color is 75 192 and with whole like opacity 1. So save it and reload the browser again, and okay. um, I think it's not working. So let's check with the charges, like how we can change the colors. So for changing, I think the styling we have to do, and the styling for chart types. So if we go to the bar chart and inside the bar chart, the setup, go to the setup. Okay, there are a lot of colors we can use from here also. So I think this color is good. April, that is the fourth one. So just use this, the fourth one. I think we have used the same 75 192 here, right? But still it is not working for us, cause okay, so it will be inside this. Okay, this will be inside here after the border width. Now it's okay. Okay, reload this again. Okay, now the color has been changed. On hover, it is changing also. So the user 1, user 2 and user 3. Okay, now we have to change the data. Okay, so we have to replace these hardcore data with the dynamic data that we are getting at the template like this. Okay, so for doing that, um, we have to provide two data sets. First is label for the user, and the second is a data, okay, or the total score. So we needed two variables basically. So if we come to the roots part again, we have the leaderboard data, and that the data is already sorted based on by the like based on the total score in descending order. So when we have the sorted data, and then it will be good to extract the user full names and the total score. So um, like there will be no confusion or the mismatch of the data. Okay, so after sorting, we can have two variables. The first will be user full names, and that will be, we have to plug this data, okay, all the user full name. So basically x full name for x in leaderboard data. Okay, And the second variable we needed as user total scores, that will be x total score for x in leaderboard data. And then we have to pass these two value as params here. So user full names and the user total scores after this. Okay. And then user full names give here. Okay. So user full names to JSON. Okay. And then we have to give the user total scores. So here, okay, so your total scores, and that will also to JSON. Okay, now save this file, and we have whole chart created for the leaderboard. Okay, so save it and reload the browser. And now we have the data, the dynamic data that we are sending from the leaderboard route. So John Doe have the total score as 6, the 6, and then the Bob Smith. So the first user is John Doe, the second user is, or the second ranking. The Bob Smith have the second ranking. The Jane Doe have the third ranking. With the total score as 3. And as Money has not attempted any quizzes for now, so this has the total score in 0. Okay, so all the leaderboard chart is working here, and we don't need the table now, because it was just for showing like how the things will work. So now we already implemented the leaderboard chart, so just remove the table. Okay, so remove the table. Reload it, and we have the leaderboard chart perfectly working. Okay, let's do one thing now. So the Money has logged in for now, and if we attempt some of the quizzes, and then we'll see like the score, the update score. Okay, so for attempting the quiz, as we have removed the quiz attempt part from here, so we can use directly the route to go there. Okay, and that will be the quiz and the ID. Okay, so the quiz and the ID is 1. Obviously we are going to attempt the quiz first. Okay, the time is 10 minutes. What is 2 plus 2? 4. What is the largest planet in our solar system? I don't know, but might be it is Saturn, I guess. I don't know. What is the capital of France? Capital of France is Paris. And then submit quiz. So I got 2 out of 3 scores, and that is fine. Okay, now if I go to the leaderboard, so Money has attempted, and Money got 2 total scores, as Money has attempted only 1 quiz, so the total score is 2. Okay, let's attempt another quiz 2. So okay, so what is the smallest country in the world? That is the Vatican City. Who painted the Mona Lisa? I guess the Leonardo da Vinci. This is the famous, so might be. What is the chemical symbol of gold? That is AU for sure. Okay, submit the quiz. So I'll have the 5 score, I guess. So total I got 3 out of 3. And with that, in the previous quiz I got the 2, and in this quiz I got the 3. So the total score will be 5. So if we go to the leaderboard again, so I'm now having the second ranking as I got the 5 score. So only one user above me. Okay, so the first is John Doe, the second is Money, third is Bob Smith, and the last is Jane Doe. Okay, so first, second, and third ranking. So the leaderboard chart is working perfectly fine. We have tested and we have also attempted the quizzes and seen the updated leaderboard scores. So it is working fine. Next, what we have to implement. Uh, Next, we have to implement the select quizzes based on the subject and chapter selection. So user can attempt the quizzes based on the subject and the chapter. So there will be a filter something like feature. So user can filter the quizzes based on while like when they can select the subject and it will filter the quizzes based on the subject, or they can filter by the chapter selection. Okay, so next, this we are going to do.